And in terms of juices flowing, I'd love to get your thoughts on your teammate Richard Sherman. Um, Took it upon himself to let the staff know, Darrell Bevel and your coach Pete Carroll know that he didn't like running the ball didn't like throwing the ball from the 1 yard line in that game. What do you think was going on with Richard at that moment, Earl?
I think he was seeing red, and I think he was seeing flashbacks from the Super Bowl. That's the best way I can explain that. And Richard is, he's very passionate about the game. Sometimes you just get too caught up into it.
And so how often do you and your teammates think about that Super Bowl loss? Is it top of mind even in a game like week 15 on Thursday Night Football? Obviously.
No, it's not at the top of your mind, but it's like, I guess you can kind of, like, if somebody reminds you of something, then it pops back up.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're at the one, I guess that's probably what triggered his mind to going crazy like that.
And how is it in a locker room? Can you explain it for some who might see what's going on with the Broncos, where offense and defense barks at each other? You guys obviously seem a tighter knit group than that, and Pete Carroll has his finger directly on the pulse. But what does happen in a locker room between two sides of the football sometimes, Earl?
Yeah, you just have to be very, very careful. You don't want any division, and sometimes when one side is doing better than the other side, it can kind of cause that division. But I feel like if you know yourself as a team, both offense and defensively, you don't have that problem.
Who's the guy in your locker room who speaks up to try and bring everyone together? Who's that voice that's listened to once the coaching staff leaves the room?
And we have all type of voices, man. It's not just one person. I think we just have a good locker room in general, and a lot of vets that's been around. You got Cam Chancellor, Bobby Wagner, Michael Bennett, Cliff Averill. We have a lot of guys that are, even Russell Wilson. We have a lot of guys that have stepped up and said in their own way.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.